So let's add a policy, and we'll start with personal lines policies. I'll go into Donald Duck. You should know how to do that by now. And I'm going to look at the personal lines tab here. I will click the add policy button. It pulls up a blank screen, at which time I can go ahead and start entering in all my information. I'm not going to go through this with you. It's really self-explanatory. I'll show you a couple things that are kind of interesting or tricky. We believe it's important to pick a source, and you can manage your source list by going to this little button here. You can remove and add sources. We believe it's important to ask your customer, how did they hear about you? And we're collecting this information on each policy because one policy, they may be coming to you because they found you in the yellow pages, which is not as common anymore, but maybe your website or something. Or referral, for example. But then they might write another type of policy later because of other coverage. You may want to label that as now your account rounding. You can call it account rounding, call it other coverage, but they're writing another policy based on the fact that they already have insurance with you. So not that the original referral doesn't deserve credit for all the policies you write for this customer from here on out, but it's kind of nice to fine tune the way you track that. If this were a referral, it's kind of neat to pull in a list of who this was referred by. This is a list of all the clients in your Genesis system. So you can choose that. And there's other things we'll show you later that if you pick that Betty referred Donald Duck to you, then you're able to send Betty automated text messages if you choose to do it that way, or automated email or even direct mail to thank Betty for referring Donald Duck to you. So most of it's pretty self-explanatory. I think some of this stuff's cool, even and you can change things here, but why are they buying from you? That's kind of interesting to start collecting that information. Is it because the coverage was better, because you have a better location, your price was better, your service is better? Be nice to track that possibly and run reports on that. Line of business is also pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go through that too much, other than to say you can manage that list of your lines of business and policy types here. And so if there's anything else I think is really kind of cool or interesting or unique, this kind of information is going to change based on what you have here. So if this had been a home, I don't even have home in there, but let me go ahead and show you how to do that. If you go here, and this is suggested types over here. So if I go to, I know my home wasn't an option. I've got personal auto. So personal property, there we go. And homeowners. So now I've got this instead. So a moment ago I had a button for vehicles, drivers, and policy limits. Now I have a button for coverages. So I can go and I can add coverages for the homeowners here. And then again, this is pretty self-explanatory about the information that you're going to be entering. So I'm not going to go through this with you. And then here's the tabs across here to enter more information about that homeowner's risk. If you have questions, please let us know. And I would recommend that during this training process, you go through and either add yourself and go through every tab and see what the fields are, what's available, and try to fill them in. And then let us know if you have questions about that as you go through that process. And in the ribbon, there's other options. So for homeowners, for example, it could be to print a binder. And again, during this training process, take a little time and don't wait till the customer's for real. Try to do this to prepare and be ready. Go through and add all this information, then print out a binder. And with binders, you'll be able to email them, so you could practice emailing that to yourself and so on. So that's the gist of adding a personal lines policy. So please go through, and I would add one of every type of policy that you normally do. So take like a Donald Duck, a fictitious customer maybe, or do it for yourself. And you're welcome to do it for a real customer if that's more comfortable to you or you like that better. So good luck with this, and let us know if you have any questions at all. Thanks so much.